Now I want to remind all of you sexy single ladies of something. No relationship is perfect. I don't care if you go apple picking or if he hugs you from behind or how happy a couple looks in their engagement photos. There is always a story behind those photos, and it's not always so pretty. And I think it's really easy to forget this when you are single and looking. Relationships are imperfect for one reason. Humans are imperfect. And when you put two imperfect people together, the relationship itself will never be perfect. And that, in my opinion, is the most beautiful part of relationships. But even still, some relationships are imperfectly healthy in that they really serve you and it's something that really fits you well in your lifestyle and your goals in your life. And other relationships are so toxic that trying to save them is the equivalent of drinking bleach in order to cure a virus. It just won't work, and it probably will make you sicker, if not kill you. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about 3 different types of relationships that you've probably been through, and so that you can really understand which ones to avoid and where to invest your energy. Keep watching. Hey there, Adam Ladolce from lovestrategies.com, where I help successful single women get out there and attract true love and do it with a proven strategy. And if you want more videos about relationships in particular, please give this video a like. Don't forget to give it a heart wherever it is that you're watching it. Gives you a lot of good luck in your love life, and it also helps me out a lot. So make sure you do that, and more importantly, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to follow wherever you're watching this video, because we have a lot of content coming your way. So let's jump into these 3 relationships. 1 of them is healthy, 2 of them are toxic. The first type of relationship is what I call the bomb. This is when you meet a guy and it is just fireworks, and sometimes he might actually be love bombing you and giving you affection and over the top interest and compliments and everything in a way that you never even saw coming, but it starts to actually feel good. So you give in and you see if this is actually going to be a good fit, and then before you know it, 3 months later, you find that this actually erupts into an enormous fireball of a bomb of a relationship, and it just doesn't work out. So if you find yourself in a situation with a guy who's coming in really hot or maybe even love bombing, there are one of 2 things that you can do. Number 1 is to just give in and go for it, because it feels really good to finally be getting this type of affection. Ignite that bomb and see what happens. Go around to all of your friends talking about how you met the perfect guy and you really see a future with this guy. And then you get to the 3 or the 6 month mark and this relationship literally explodes like a nuclear bomb. Or option 2 is to follow what we call the little love steps. And when you get to little love step number 5, that is where you pace the progression of your connections. This is where you actually slow things down and set realistic expectations with the guy about how quickly you're going to be moving forward. Pacing is one of the most important strategies to attracting long-lasting love. It allows you to maintain power during the earliest stages of dating, and more importantly, it allows you to really get to know someone before jumping into a relationship with them. If you want to learn all the little love steps, head on over to littlelovesteps.com, where we have a very special training there that's going to walk you through these 7 little love steps. Go ahead and check that out. You're not going to want to miss it. The second type of relationship is called the slow death. This is where a relationship starts out pretty good, but then it starts to stagnate and truly decline as it progresses. Now, if there's one thing I've learned about all relationships in life, not only just romantic, but also familial or platonic relationships, it's that if a relationship isn't growing in some way, then it's probably dying. And that's because there's only one constant in life, and that is change. Everything changes. You change, he changes, your relationship changes, and you're gonna wanna stay very intentional if you're finding that your relationship is starting to stagnate. Be sure to check in with yourself at least every few months in your relationship just to see if this thing is really growing at all. And that's not to say that every single relationship is always growing, it absolutely not. But if a relationship hasn't had any type of progression over the past 6 months or past year, then it's time to take a really hard look at that, and if it's going to serve you once you are 5, 10, 20 years down the line. And the final type of relationship that most people will go through is called the stock market. Now, if you've ever looked at the stock market, you'll notice that it has its ups and downs. And certainly, even this year, it's had some pretty hard downs. But when you zoom out on the stock market, what you're going to notice is that it it is consistently growing and going in the right direction. This is what a healthy relationship ultimately looks like. You are going to have your ups. You are going to have your downs, especially when there's a pandemic involved, okay? With not only your relationships, but also the stock market. But what happens is when you both are truly working together in good faith and trying to not only improve each other, but improve the relationship, what you find is that it's always going up and to the right. And it's really easy to forget this, especially when you're single and you think that any down moment you're having when you're starting to talk to a guy and building a new relationship, when you think that any down moment you have, it's the end of the relationship, you're out, you're just not being realistic about what relationships are really like. Good relationships, good, healthy relationships are imperfect, and that's the most beautiful thing about them. And it requires both of you to not only communicate with each other, but also be attuned to each other's needs. And when you zoom out on the relationship, so long as it is going in the right direction, in the right place, even though it has its ups and its downs, and you are going to that place together, that is what I would consider to be a really healthy, great relationship. So I want to hear from you. Which of these types of relationships have you experienced in your life? Leave a comment right there below. And if you're ready to get out there and find that healthy relationship, make sure you head on over to littlelovesteps.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you, you sexy single lady, next week. Bye-bye.